Yep.
To recording through. Alright. We are guacamole.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the second episode of the Bromance podcast. I'm Dean.
I'm Brandon.
Today we have a special guest. We like to consider him our friendly neighborhood redneck. His name is Mr. Brandon Walters. Come on down, Mr. Cletus.
How y'all doing?
That's not his real voice.
No, not really. So, my name's Brandon Walters. Not really in with all this bromance stuff per se, but we're going to see what goes on tonight.
Let's do it. All right. So, you guys liked the high school stories part 1 so much, we decided to bring our buddy Brandon back for part 2, because Brandon's got some pretty good stories.
What?
Got anything to say?
Glad you're
So,
here.
Anyways, let's start off. You got to hear a story from me and Brandon Pettit. So, Brandon Walters, we're going to kick it off with a good old story. I think I remember you kicking in a door one day.
Okay,
Let's hear this story. So
proclaimed, somebody said I kicked in a door. Never really kicked in a door per se. Anyways, we'll start off. So, as they mentioned, we went to a Christian school. It was really good. I actually liked some of the experiences you got to do there, different things, a lot of one-on-one, different things like that with teachers, other students. Everybody really helped each other out there. Well, this particular day we were sitting there and we winded up, looked outside and we winded up seeing a rainbow outside. And it was actually just one of those cool days where everybody just kind of walked outside, teacher, everybody walked outside. We got to see the rainbow, got to look at different things, got to go outside, walk around a little bit. Well, somebody winded up stealing my backpack, and I turned out and found out it was the teacher. So I figured, okay, he's going to steal my backpack. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run in and then put a chair up against his door. So, yeah. Anyways, well, he got mad because at the first sight, he told me to open the door. And I didn't get right up then and there and open the door. Well, needless to say, he takes all of his body weight at this point in time and goes, whoom, and he busts open the door. Well, the doorknob was like, whoa, and he comes in there and he starts throwing a fit saying that I broke his door and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. So he writes me demerits. Now, as you've heard in the last video, it was what demerits were like. Detentions, all that stuff. Well, I was the good kid. I didn't get demerits.
I got it. Crapped.
Yes. And
I got demerits for stuff that you've done.
He probably. Anyways, so what he does is, I mean, he could walk across the hall and get a demerit. That's how Brandon was. I mean, he had one waiting in his cubby every day for him.
Just in case. Here, you can go ahead and pull it out.
So we're sitting there, we're going back and forth, and we're arguing, and he says, well, I'm going to do an investigation on this to see. I said, there is no investigation to it. It says, you did it yourself. And we're arguing back and forth. Well, he writes me demerits, and we were actually in the middle of a debate upstairs for the presidential debate of
2012.
Yeah, well,
2012.
Was it 2012?
Yeah, Mitt Romney
and Barack Obama. Well, we all know how that one turned out. But anyways, so he comes up there, we're on an intermission break, and he hands me these, and we start arguing back and forth of the demerits, and I said, I'm not taking them. So I got home that day, and I told Dad, he actually he gave me like 10 demerits, which was a detention. And I didn't do anything wrong, so quite frankly, I said to myself, I'm going to fight this. Well, I got home, and my dad was home for some reason. And I told him, he said, well, let's go on up here and talk to him. So we went up there, and about that time, Dad pulls up in the truck, and the look on this teacher's face was like, oh, no. Dad's not a violent person, but my dad don't come to school for nothing unless it's plays or basketball games, stuff in that matter. So we go on up, we sit down, he says, we need to have a talk. And this particular teacher told him, nah, we need to schedule a date. And Dad looked at him and says, we need to have a talk now. And he says, okay. So went up there and got to talking. Well, stuff that I had previously done, I did one. I think it was like 8 demerits what he actually gave me, and I had 2 demerits, which made a detention.
Yeah.
So stuff that I had previously done, which was I believe like didn't turn a paper in or something of that manner, and they could write you demerits for that. Well, I winded up going up there, and by the time everything was said and done, my dad went full course lawyer on this teacher, and he started proving points and different things, and somehow or another, out of everything that was said and done, I winded up getting rid of the past demerits too, the 2 previous demerits. So I walked scot-free. And so that's pretty much my story about how I so-called...
Did you replace the doorknob though, I believe, or something
Yes,
like that?
I actually went to the school, and my dad had an extra doorknob at the house, and I went back and replaced the doorknob, and everything was fine. And I didn't break the door, and I know replacing it was probably a mission of guilt, but
It was the right thing.
it was the right thing to do. He went on somewhere, I was able to do it, and everything turned out fine. So
that's one of Brandon's many stories. While he was thinking of that, I thought of a personal story of mine from a high school also. So as I mentioned, we did go to a private Christian school, so we did have a Bible class. And I won't get into too much religious talk with this story, but for those who don't know what the rapture is, a Christian believes that there's a second coming of Jesus Christ, and we all basically kind of vanish and away from the earth. So I made a joke one time with one of my friends, actually a few of my friends, and then the joke turned into my friends convincing me to ask our Bible teacher about this question and make it really serious. So, my whole story was, hey guys, what if like the rapture were to happen and like we're all floating up in the air getting ready to go to heaven, and then for one of us Jesus is like, psych! And then he just drops you back down to earth when you're being raptured. So, we're in Bible class, and all my friends knew I was going to do this, and I thought I was going to chicken out. But I really just wanted to go through with it. So I asked our Bible teacher, because we had this certain time where we got to just ask serious biblical questions. And some of the serious ones were serious. And then other days we, joked around a little bit. Like one of our friends would pray for Bob Saget's salvation every day. Bob Saget from Full House. He's like, I want to pray for Bob Saget's salvation. And we always did, obviously. But I go, okay. Said the teacher's name, all serious. I'm like, what if this rapture happened? Is this possible? Where you're being pulled up in the air, and then everyone's going to heaven, and then Jesus is like, psych, and then drops you back down. And our teacher actually got pretty, into it. He's like, well, that would probably hurt pretty bad. I don't think I don't think Jesus would do that. And obviously I was joking. We can take it lightheartedly because we know that would never happen. But that is something that maybe some people would find funny, some people wouldn't.
So here's something I want to bring up.
Go ahead, man.
Where were you when all the post jumping was going?
Parkour?
Yeah, the
hardcore parkour?
Okay, so I didn't do a whole lot of the whole hardcore parkour crap.
Nonsense.
I just kind of want to get your perspective of like when Sam was jumping up there. Like, where were you? What were you?
Were you there?
Remember?
Oh yes, I remember that. Are you talking about the last story of the pillar?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was in the back and I watched everything happen. As soon as our buddy's, can we go ahead and say his name? Because
let's not, because I haven't asked yet. We won't say names yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
So you gotta work with me here. It's the first time doing this. So anyways, our buddy, his mom, since she walked out, all of a sudden he jumped up on this pillar, and the look on his face when this thing happened, I still remember. I was sitting in the back of the classroom. I was actually I can't remember exactly what I was doing, but I remember hearing everything.
Probably wasn't doing work. Probably wasn't doing that.
No, probably not.
No, it was work, to be honest.
So all of a sudden this thing just goes whoom, and I was like, well, I'm out of here.
Like he always was. When something bad happened, Brandon somehow disappeared every time.
Look here. I might not have been innocent, but I never got caught at anything that I did.
Yeah, you always had the blame pushed off on me.
One of us.
That's the way to do it.
You.
Yeah, I always took the fall for your stuff.
And whose fault's that?
I more want to know, how did you do that? I want to learn.
Dude, it was like a ninja move, okay?
Now you see me. No, you don't.
Like the Magic Man.
Like the Magic Man. Now you see
No,
me.
and it was just more or less of, timing. Timing was everything. Because there have been multiple times where I had done something, and then this one over here winds up doing the same thing, and literally side by side, and literally timing was perfect because I got by with it, and, well, he didn't. There was just multiple points in time where, like I said, timing was perfect, and I was able to get by with it. Didn't ever do anything real bad or anything like that. Nothing that would hurt anybody or anything
It
in
was
that
just
manner.
little stupid regular teenage high school stuff.
You know what I just thought of, guys?
Oh no, I hate when you think.
Who remembers our Klondike bar contest?
Oh, my soul.
So this may be the most epic high school story out of all of the stories we have. It was our senior year. The end was approaching.
Wait a second. Just so this is on my mind, don't forget the pipe hole contest.
Pipe hole.
Yes.
Remember pipe hole?
Oh, dude, I still have.
We'll get to that. Anyways, Klondike bars.
Not one of my proudest moments here, but hey.
So it started off nice and easy. We're all just sitting at lunch doing our own thing. This was not a one-day contest. This was like a couple weeks. It was probably the last 2 weeks of school.
Mm-hmm.
We started off, this may be gross to some people, but
I don't lose.
wait till you hear the end. So the first thing is, Sam, our buddy Sam, was walking around barefoot. And,
We're not supposed to mention his name.
no, we can mention his name in this story. We can mention his name. Sam was involved in this one. He was walking around barefoot, and I was like, okay, for the first thing, let me lick your foot, and I'll be in the lead for the Klondike bar contest. So, that is kind of nasty, but, I went ahead, licked his foot, and I was in the lead. Then again, no one had done anything yet, but I was in the lead. Then we moved down a little bit further towards the end of the year to our fishing trip. Sam and we always like to one-up each other in a friendly way. We go fishing every year on this trip. One of our favorite times for all of us. It was a way to get away from school, fish a little bit, and just relax. You know the little snacks, the combos? They're called combos. They're like pretzels with like filling inside. We had some of the pizza ones.
Oh, my soul.
And Sam put one on a hook, cast it on into the lake thinking he'd catch a freaking fish with it. That's not going to work. So that
Hey,
thing,
you know what? I've caught fish on less.
he probably has.
I've caught them off bologna. I've caught them off bread. And a piece of lint.
Anyways.
Piece of lint.
I'll tell you later.
Anyways, we didn't catch a fish, but then, pop, into Sam's nice big old brain of his, he goes, he doesn't say a word, he goes, oh. And we're all just like, and he goes, I'm winning the Klondike bar. And from there, it was game on. But this man right here, he won. And we're going to let him tell you what he did to win this
Like,
Klondike
you gotta
bar.
refresh my memory because I tried to brace this out of my, braze it out of my memory a
So
little bit.
we're at lunch, and Sam has a banana. Brandon he didn't really get into the crazy things we did. But this one, Brandon went in on.
And just so we're clear, it's this Brandon that
This
did
one.
this, not me.
Sam chews up a banana,
I love you, Mom.
Sam chews up a banana, and then Sam spits out the banana on a plate. Brandon eats the spit up banana and swallows it.
Mm.
None of us wanted to try to top that. Brandon won the Klondike bar, and I really wish I had that Klondike bar to give you, because Brandon never got his Klondike bar.
Never did get my Klondike bar, but I won the
But
challenge.
he's got bragging rights for the rest of time, because I don't think any one of us wants to even try to top that.
Yeah. Not one of my proudest moments.
Wait. So technically, as long as he's never received,
The Klondike bar is still up for grabs.
I mean, I don't want to up you by any means. You
You're
can
not
have it
going
on-
to.
To
Don't
be
challenge
continued,
me.
guys, about that. So
Yeah.
that was just.
Anyways, so just if you remember that, don't worry about it. It was a long time ago. Yeah. Anyways, I did a lot of stupid stuff. Anyways, it was one of those memories of high school, and that's what we're talking about now.
Exactly. And if you guys see me getting up and down, it's just because I'm making sure our camera is still filming. And yes, it is still filming.
So, another one. We'll get to the pipe hole story, but
Okay.
Dean probably remembers this one. Brandon wasn't our manager yet.
Basketball?
We went to basketball.
Stand around.
Yeah, he was.
I got a dope jacket though.
Mhm.
Gotta be honest.
These were nice jackets.
He was our manager. Anyways, so me and Dean, we played high school basketball together, and we went to nationals one year.
Are you talking about the cleats?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
I don't
Keep
remember
going.
what that one is. But anyways, so we did this thing where I turned into what they called Cletus Raymond.
Oh, Lord.
Ooh.
So we started doing these prank calls.
And we called it ramen because the first thing you saw was ramen noodles. And he said ramen instead of ramen.
And that's what they are still today, ramen noodles. That's what they are. And if you disagree with me,
Literally,
please
we're like,
like, share, comment. Let me know what you call them, and I'll argue with you, and they're still going to be ramen, all right?
we needed a last name because the first name was Cletus, and we didn't know what to give for the last name. And he goes, sees the ramen noodles, he goes, Raymond! Cletus Raymond! Keep going.
So, anyways.
Go ahead.
So we went on this thing and we were calling people. I think one of the prank calls was I needed my I needed a jet ski with a big suspension in the back of it because I needed one to haul my deer around with and all kinds of. It was just something. Some people answered it. Some people hung up immediately. Some people didn't answer it. Some people argued with me. We had a good old time. So. Right then and there, we said, well, we're not getting any sleep tonight when we should have been sleeping for...
So we can win.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so we decided we're going out on the town. So where did we go? We went to Chinese
buffet.
Chinese buffet.
Walmart.
Oh, we had some serious shopping cart races
That was fun.
in the little electric buggies.
That was fun.
I acted like our chaperone, which was our assistant coach.
Yeah.
He winded up. I made him make it look like I got arrested and was being held. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we're on our way back, and I think one of the guys, I can't remember which one of the guys says, Brandon. Because I would literally take any kind of dare, it didn't matter. I mean, clearly you just heard about the Klondike Bar Challenge. So I said, let's do it. They said, Brandon, jump into this lake. Now, it wouldn't be a big problem jumping into a lake if it wasn't like 9 o'clock at night.
Freezing
the
cold.
lake, freezing cold.
Winter,
and the lake was frozen over. So, here I am. I said, let's do it. I said, I ain't getting my clothes wet, so why not just jump on down to my skivvies? So I was just in my underwear. That was it. And haul off running and go boom right into this lake. And I was like, okay, can I get out now? So they're walking me back and, well, I couldn't feel anything. Like everything was like getting cold, arms, hands, everything. And yeah, it was, but there was another crazy thing that I did in high school. And that right there was a thing that I remember.
I think that also the funniest part was I vaguely remember having to go back into where we were staying, and I'm pretty sure you tried to run down the hall in still your underwear.
Oh yeah.
There's like girls in there. I mean, that doesn't sound crazy, but knowing our school, if you were in your underwear in front of any girl, like that's some big time trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So Brandon's like running down the
hallway. But our two chaperones, number one on that.
Yeah.
They were awesome.
Yeah. And it was late. Everyone was basically in their rooms by then. And Brandon's like running down the hallway trying to get to our bunk room in his underwear.
Yep. Because I couldn't like feel anything to put my clothes back on, and we didn't have a towel. It was just what we had.
Okay, so for our last story of tonight's vlog, our podcast, let's do the pipe hole story.
Okay.
So I forgot what field trip it was. I'm pretty sure it was like the day of giving where we went and helped other people, like where we raked yards.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
So every year at our school, we would do something really cool. I enjoyed it. It got us out of school, and it was really fun helping other people. We would go to different people.
Mainly got us out of school.
But yeah, yeah. But we gotta make it sound kind of nice. Come on. No.
Okay, we did like helping people.
We do. And we did that a lot. We did that a lot in school. But we would go rake leaves. We would just do a bunch of different things. And if we finished up early, we'd like go to the park, and they'd take us to like McDonald's or Burger King. So we went to McDonald's that day, and I don't know what it was, and I don't know where we found it or who found it. It looked like a ring. It looked like a ring you wear on your finger. It's a little bigger and a little.
It was an actual cut-off piece of EMT electrical conduit, is what it was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And outside, McDonald's has, the little round tables, and in the middle there's a little hole where you can stick the flagpole. I don't know what got us on it, but we started this game kind of like paper football. You had to flick the little thing, and whoever got it closest to the hole won. It was the dumbest thing, but we got so into it.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't hurt like crazy, but like it wasn't just like you were feeling nothing. You had to put a little hit to it. So y'all tell a little bit about it, because it was just so stupid.
I really don't remember too much about it. I remember that I won it.
Brandon won.
Yes.
And I still have the piece of conduit at my house. It's in one of my, like, I got a metal fireproof safe that I keep, like, just things that mean something to me in it. And I know that it's in there. I'm going to try to get it, and we'll get a picture or something. We'll either have it on the next podcast.
We'll try to have it on the next podcast,
Yeah.
or whenever we can go down to his parents to get that.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, that, I remember we were sitting there, we were flicking this little piece of conduit around, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and, like, we had, like, multiple different stages to this, too.
Yeah.
It was...
People got eliminated. And, like,
Yes, it wasn't just like... It was something harmless. It was something stupid. But look here, we had fun while we did it.
And guys, get this. We went to a private Christian school. The easiest things amused us.
It did.
Okay?
And once again, please, if you hear us say private Christian school, I'm Christian, proud Christian. I know Dean's Christian.
Yep.
I know Brandon's Christian. And we... Why do you look at me like that? Anyways.
Please continue. I don't know what you're talking about.
But anyways, not talking bad about that whatsoever. We were teenage kids. We had a lot of fun while we could have it.
Exactly.
If we still have time for one more story?
Yeah.
You guys are gonna have to help me out on this a little bit.
All right. Go ahead.
But remember the time that we all laid in the middle of the hallway and acted like we were dead?
Yes, I do.
Yes, indeed. Start me off on that one, because I'm a little fuzzy on that. I don't want to give anybody false facts.
I don't know what it was, why we did
I
it.
think that I ended up not doing that with y'all.
I have a picture, and I honestly have it on my
Yes,
Facebook.
he was the one standing over top of us, looking
Brandon
like
was
he killed us.
standing. And it was actually the stupidest thing. I don't know what. I think it was in our history class, and it was like ninth or 10th grade, and we all decided. I think it was actually the girls who started this, and we actually went along with it. And we usually all didn't get along too well. but I mean,
That was putting it nicely.
but anyways, I mean, Brandon was like, "Sure," and I was like, "I mean, anything to get me out of this classroom." And like, we're just laying there, and honestly, doing that could have got us in trouble. Literally, the dumbest things. The teacher could have been like, "Why are y'all out of the classroom?" But we all laid there, and Brandon Pettit was the only one who was like, "No, this is stupid as can be." So we have a picture. I'm pretty sure it's on my Facebook, and I will try to put it in this vlog if I can find it before I put it up. And it was just really dumb. So,
And I'm sorry.
go for it.
Okay, so, and then there was one other time where I always go to like different auctions and different things like that. You can go to an auction, you can buy a box lot. Box lot for $5 and have a whole bunch of random items in it. Well, all the other stuff was trash, but I found this one really, really cool item. I always seen it on the old television commercials. The clapper, clap on, clap on, clap on, clap on. The clapper. Anyways, so I remember that, and I took the clapper, and we were supposed to have. Now we still had some rooms had like the newer style projectors that come over top connecting to the computer.
Yeah.
This particular room did not have it. It had the old style light projector, comes down, shines the beam of light, comes back up, and everything was good there. So, what we did is I plugged the projector in, and the whole entire time I'm sitting there and we'd make a loud sound, and every time we made a loud sound, the projector would come on and off, on and off. And that right there was really, really cool, because the teacher had no idea what was going on. And she was getting ready to throw the whole assignment away that day. And then she found out when she looked down and seen that it was the clapper that was plugged into the thing. So, yeah.
So, anyways, that just about wraps it up for this podcast. I'm going to do something real quick that I think I mentioned it to Brandon Pettit. I have not told him yet. He has given me permission. Brandon was the person who didn't really go along with the bromance back in the day. He said it's fine if I give his name out. Wanted to respect him. And I just want to sit here right now while we're on here, squash some beef with you.
Oh, dude, I've got no problem with it whatsoever. I actually do have a problem with the bromance, but it's just because of me and who I am.
But between him and I want to squash the beef.
Yes, indeed.